how exciting a time that we are living in. And if we just think back, like 10 years ago, Twitter was just a sound, LinkedIn was the name of a prison, 4G was a parking spot, clouds were in the sky, and for most of us, Skype was a typo. You know, when you think about that, you think about how amazing it is in the times that we're in. And as Brianna introduced me, I work for American Express. I've been there 5 years in the area of consumer loyalty, e-commerce, as well as online acquisition. And now I have the pleasure of being part of a group that really combines all of that, and it's called Digital Commerce and Innovation. Within this group, there's 3 main components. One component is our digital commerce strategy, which is looking at the mobile wallet. Another component is looking at offers and the spend graph. And another component is really looking at what are some new products and services that we can offer because we have so much information about how consumers spend. So before I continue, I want to get a show of hands and understand how many people are American Express cardholders. Hold your hand. Oh, okay. Thank you. All right. Thank you very much. Okay. Oh, I hear my voice. You hear me now. You hear me now. All right. So, American Express cardholders, I'm talking to you right now. There are things that we know about you. Two things that I'm going to mention. One is that you're very attractive people. Yes. And 2, you really know about quality and about quality goods. And so that second part, that second insight, is what we focused on. We haven't figured out what to do with that first insight. And so that in itself is what we call the membership effect. American Express has an ecosystem of buyers and sellers, and those are our consumers, our merchants, our small business owners, and we look at what are the things that we can do to create value across that ecosystem. And so today I'm going to talk about industry trends. We've heard many of them, I'll briefly go over that. Then talk about value creation. And this is very similar to what we heard from our first speaker yesterday, who talked about that shared value and definitely believe in that model. And then American Express's social mobile commerce strategy, that's a whole mouthful, and then some lessons learned and questions. All right, so a couple of the digital trends. We've heard this, but I feel like it's worth mentioning. Mobile web is growing 8 times faster than PC. When you think about Facebook economics, and I was just talking at the table with Brock, who informed me that Facebook tomorrow might be announcing their IPO, and how much value they have and add to a merchant or a product. So with Best Buy, it says it increases the odds that a consumer will purchase by 5 times. And then Pinterest, which came out of nowhere, it seems like, during the 2011 holiday season, but it shows that Pinterest, people who are referred from that area spend 10% more. So these are pretty significant players in the shopping space. When you think about mobile usage, 9 out of 10 mobile users used a device in store, and that could be anything from taking a picture of the product to show it to somebody. It could be scanning to find out if they're buying something at the right price. It could be looking at ratings or reviews. But that is really significant that this has become a companion tool for shopping. And then for the expectations of the mobile shopping experience. So shoppers who are highly satisfied with the mobile experience are 30% more likely to shop online or offline. That is really significant in terms of what that consumer expects, and also the fact that now this is kind of a gold standard in terms of consumer loyalty and how a consumer expects to interact with your brand, your company. All right, this is my favorite area. I call it the 3 Bs. So when I think about social, this is really all about how are you building that relationship with your consumer. And then as we saw, there was an image yesterday, and I felt like it could have been me holding up that mobile phone in the dark. They say that 80% of the time, your mobile phone is no further than 3 feet away from you. So as we know that this is an area of where you can bond with your consumer. So what are those things that you're doing to create that bonding experience? And then finally, that commerce aspect. Amazon got it right. They have that one-click button. And that is what any great commerce experience needs to have, make it super easy. And so that's buy. And so I call that the build, bond, buy. I love it. And so that equation equals value creation. I also call it connected commerce. And I feel like it puts the power in purchasing power. All right, I love it. Okay. The other concept within the value creation is about designing for moments. And so we heard from Hot Look about the way people shop. It's different on different devices. It's different at different times of day. And so what is that call to action at 7 in the morning when I'm looking at my phone to turn off the alarm or to look at the weather? Are you going to ping me a notice? Are you going to email something to me? How about at noon when I'm taking a break for lunch? What kind of message am I going to be most receptive to? How do you think about what the consumer mindset at that time frame? And then we also heard that tablet, it's that lean back experience, that 8 p.m., between 8 p.m. and 11 p.m. is that peak time. How do you engage with your consumer at that time of night? What device, what is that screen size? What is that moment that you're designing for? And then the other part is socializing the experience. So it's all about the awareness, the registration. Registration, when I worked in the e-commerce sector, was one of the hardest areas to crack. Every time I would do an enrollment funnel, people would drop off heavily anytime you asked them to put in their username and password, often forgetting because for every site experience, it's often different. But social logins tend to be a great solution for something of that nature. 45% of social logins are Facebook. Another 39% of those social logins are Google. Thank you. And then it's about the advocacy at the end. So those consumers who you know who are very loyal, what are you doing for them to make sure you continue to keep them in that funnel, keep them in that social experience? All right, so American Express. American Express is a 162-year-old company, and South by Southwest named us the 162-year-old startup at South by Southwest this year because of our launch in Twitter. And I think that in itself is a huge testament to the fact that this credit card company is not a credit card company. It's a social experience. It's an experience that creates value across the board. And that's the mindset that it wants the consumers and all of the different constituents of the ecosystem to understand and know. And at this point, I want to show the video.
And I said, I'm not going in there. There's bees in there. Well, it was great meeting you, Jessica.
Oh, it was so nice to meet you too, Aziz. Bye.
Man, this girl likes a lot of stuff. Kayaking, skydiving, tuba. I could like this stuff.
How much sounded? I'll take one. Yeah, it looks pretty modern. I'll take it.
You do a lot of kayaking?
Yeah.
Hi, Jessica.
Hey, I'm running late. Is it cool if we meet at the restaurant?
All right, I'll see you there. Hi, Jessica.
It's too much.
New offers in new places so you can try new
At
things.
least I got some sweet deals.
Sync your American Express card with Facebook, Foursquare, and Twitter to find savings. That's the membership effect of American Express.
You missed the point. That video is an example of the value creation that has been created. So here are some additional examples, and I'll go through what we saw in the video a little bit more. So with Red Laser, there's a partnership. Red Laser is a company where you can do comparison shopping. And so you can look at how many membership reward points you have and can actually purchase something using your membership rewards points. So the whole idea is that this is a social currency. On Amazon.com, you can use your membership rewards points to pay for things at checkout as well. We just launched My Offers, which is coupons based on your spend graph, looking at where you spend, how you spend, and providing personalized offers, recognizing those things. Small Business Saturday. This launched 2 years ago. It was a huge success. Small Business Saturday falls the day after Black Friday and in between Cyber Monday. And so what American Express did was wanted to find a way to help small businesses and created this day where it's a celebration of supporting local businesses. The campaign was something that was driven on Facebook and it allows merchants to put their information as well as any promotions that they have for Small Business Saturday. What American Express did for card members is that they gave a $25 credit to shop and spend at a small business. And the whole campaign, you didn't have to use an American Express card in order to participate in Small Business Saturday, nor be a merchant. So their whole thing was about being an advocate for small businesses, and by this way, they created value because people spent more and shopped local. Then there's a campaign that we have, Link Like Love, which is a campaign that we have on Facebook where you link your card to a Facebook account, and then for the things that you like, the merchants that you like, you get offers and deals so that you love the value that you have from it. And then one of our newest products or services is Serve. And Serve is our peer-to-peer payment platform where you can split the bill and pay your friend. The benefit is also if you can have a sub-account. So if you want to pay a contractor or pay a nanny, you can use an account there. We also have a partnership with Farmville to buy virtual credits. And so this is another way in terms of value creation. In order to figure out what we were going to do for mobile and our mobile strategy, we did a lot of user studies and a lot of user research. And here were some of the things that they told us. At the focus group, they said they wanted something that was going to be fun, it was going to be a utility, it was going to create community. They wanted something that was customized and personal, something that was exclusive, also something that provided a good deal, and something that would help make them smarter about things. So one of the things that consumers want to know is, let me know when I'm getting closer to my rewards points that will get me to a flight, or let me know when I'm going to get closer to getting a special or a loyalty program, so things of that nature. So the vision that we created was meet the emerging expectations of consumers as well as surprise and delight them by enabling interaction with retailers in a new and unique way. So as Sheila had talked about the coupons, people want to use coupons, but it is an awkward situation, especially if you're on a date and you have to pull out that piece of paper to provide to someone. So the first one, we wanted to help out the inner cheapskate that we might all be, right? No coupon cutting. The other is people want really exclusive offers. A lot of the deals that we did in the past, we worked with third-party affiliates who were providing those offers. And so part of the experience would start on American Express site, but then end on the affiliate site. And they weren't always the best types of offers. And then the third aspect was that full circle analytics. So in order for merchants to be a part of this, what we promised them is that we're going to provide them insights. You're going to know who shopped, how big their shopping cart was, were they someone who shopped there before, are there other types of deals that you should be providing to them? And so the full circle analytics, or closed loop analytics, is something that we provide. And so the vision is to become the leader in mobile loyalty. So our partnerships, there are 3 of them in the social media space that we worked with. The first is Foursquare. We launched at South by Southwest in 2011 with Foursquare. Then our next one was with Facebook, which we launched June of last year. And then most recently in March, we launched with Twitter. And so the way it works across the board is that you link your American Express card with your social account. You pay with American Express. And then the savings gets automatically credited to your account. And so when you get your statement, you have that savings there. So for Foursquare, you check in at participating stores, you tap and load the card, and you get that special. And that's an example of what it looks like. It also provides you with a push notification. So your statement doesn't come till 25 days later. You want to know, did that savings go through? But you get the push notification to let you know that once you use the card, the savings did go through. For Facebook, it works the same. The deals, the content, things that your friends like also get pushed to you in terms of offers. And for Twitter, you tweet the special offer with a hashtag to load those offers onto your card. And so an example is, with Sports Authority, spend $50, get $20 back. All right, so what does success look like, and what are card members saying? So card members are saying it's so easy to redeem. They're saying, you know, it was easy for me to share this offer with my friends. I feel so special. I got the notification right away. I love comparing prices and knowing that I could use my MR points to buy something. And so then the metrics of success for us have been high refer to a friend score or net promoter score, higher earn and redeem. So we always look at, are people earning more membership rewards points? Are they redeeming more membership rewards points? Or whatever that loyalty currency is. I have a Starwood card, and so it's looking at, am I earning more Starwood points? The other aspects are increase online spend, increase offline spend. What kind of behavior changes are we seeing there? It's lowering attrition, and at the same time, it's helping to increase acquisition, which wasn't necessarily a part of the strategy, but has been a benefit of this value creation. We're seeing a lot of online acquisition from these channels. So also gaining a greater share of wallet. Some of the other companies that I feel like are doing social mobile commerce really well, we heard a lot about Shopkick. And then there's a company called Zarly. And Zarly is like a Craigslist, but for your mobile phone, where you can find buyers and sellers on the go. And so they have a model that I feel like really works and makes sense for social mobile commerce, or build, bond, buy. Okay. And then there's TaskRabbit that works very similar. You need someone to get your dry cleaners for you. You need someone to run out and do an errand for you. You use something like TaskRabbit to find someone or to help out with short-term tasks. So some of the lessons that we learned, again, we've heard this before. The mobile visits are small, but it's a growing population. Social mobile commerce creates a higher response rate than anything else that we're doing. The conversion rates are so much higher than any other channel that we have. And during the pilot phase, on average, through most of these programs, people spent 20% more on their American Express card because they were engaged in this program. And then for external lessons learned, it's really finding your consumers where they are and finding them where they're active. We've learned a lot of lessons from this. A few years ago, we created our own online communities. No one came, no one used it, right? People don't come to American Express to talk about what they bought. They come to pay their bills, but they'll use the sites where they're currently at to have those conversations and share information. The mobile optimized shopping experience drives, brand commitment, refer to a friend, and satisfaction. I saw everyone's hands raised up when I asked who was American Express cardholder, and even as I had to take some time to adjust the mic, your hands were still up. People have that brand loyalty to it. And then it's important to deliver sophisticated, geographic-based offers and delight consumers. This is an area where we still have a lot of opportunity. So we launched My Offers, and it's launched in New York and LA. And part of it is really finding the rich set of offers in a lot of other places and finding a smart way to do so. What we created is something called Go Social, which is a campaign for merchants and small businesses to add their own offers and populate them. And so understanding a challenge that we had was with getting the right number of offers as well as getting the right levels of offers across locations. We created a solution which helps the small business and merchants across the board because they can add their own campaigns within our channels. So that, again, is the whole value creation. And then some of the principles, the guiding principles that we have for the social mobile commerce is really like build that foundation. So our foundation was creating a tool that we use across the board for Twitter, Facebook, and Foursquare that we can use in many other places. So as we look at other social media spaces to be a part of, that same tool and that same capability is something that could be used across the board. And then speed to market. So often we don't get it right the first time, but it's a matter of getting it to the market first so that we can then use that as a marketing tool and then iterate and make it better while it's out there. Finding ways to delight the consumer. And again, it's about making it simple, finding that quick and easy way for a consumer to engage and adopt it. Then using that in the marketing across your different channels so that they can leverage and understand how to use it, where to use it. And then it's about the constant measurement, understanding, are they purchasing more, are they using it more? How do you use those measurements to then get better offers from the merchants, to find better deals for consumers, create that value all across the board? And then again, the mobile experience, it's being conscious of what device limitations are and what are those device opportunities. And with that, that is the social mobile commerce equals value creation. Thank you. you don't see it as, so when I talked about making it easy, it was looking at new ways for you to use your points. And so for that example was that unread laser, you can redeem using points instead of using cash to pay for something. It's going through Amazon checkout and using your rewards points. And so what we're doing is looking at new partners for where our consumers shop to do something of that nature. Yes, so as I mentioned, for the pilot of these social commerce experiences, consumers on average are spending 20% more than they have those who are not part of the program. And so a lot of it is also looking at spend behavior, spend graphs, providing merchants with information about repeat usage, new consumers. So it's a smaller percentage that's happening on mobile. It's something along the lines of anywhere from 15 to 22%, and the rest is really happening offline. That's a good question. I'm not as close to the information for the small business area. I know that the Small Business Saturday part, a lot of cities adopted it and local communities adopted it. And so for that, there's definitely has been a lot of press on it. But when it comes to some of the other tools, a lot of those are still very new, are recently launched, and so we're still at that learning phase to figure out. Mm-hmm. Yes. That's a very good question. So our average card member base is about 43 years old, skews male. And what American Express is going through right now is a big change. Like, our campaign is called the Membership Effect, where American Express used to be a company that considered itself to be an exclusive brand. And we're moving to a mindset of being an inclusive brand and an inclusive company. One of the products that you saw up there is the product Serve. And Serve is about reaching out to a younger audience, really connecting with a younger base, and really driving up usage and engagement through gaming, through the peer-to-peer payment, through prepaid cards, and connecting with a new audience. So yeah, we're looking at widening the space. That's a really good question.